Let me tell you, it has been a heck of a day. I wasn't even sure if we were going to be able to go live today.
Ugh, what a day.
Today was a crazy day. Simply Pam is here.
Crew's snoring.
Crew snoring. It's been a rough day for crew as well. Has it? um, Arizona Homestead Project. Hello.
Yay.
Oh man. Today was an adventure. We left super early in the morning. Went all the way to Nogales, Arizona. Now, I don't usually like going to Nogales, Arizona, but I had to go to Nogales, Arizona. I don't know if I discussed this anywhere. Kind of kept it a little secret, but I received a citation. I know, I know. That was the last time I had driven through Nogales. Now, that was kind of on our anniversary trip.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how nice was that? Left for our anniversary, and then we get pulled over. Not that I was doing anything wrong. I wasn't speeding or anything
Well, you
like
did
that.
something wrong.
Well, yeah. So it turns out my plates had expired.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that they had just expired, they were expired for almost a year. He's like, your plates are expired. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, for like a year. I'm like, what? Yeah, that blew me away. Uh, whoa! Thank you so much for the super chat,
Oh, thank
$25.
you.
Um, he's like, yeah. He's like, I'd maybe just give you a warning, but it's been so long since that, but it expired for so long, and we live out in the country, and I think the last time I had my plates renewed, I got it renewed for like 5 years. So after 5 years, you're not even thinking about that anymore.
Yeah.
You're not thinking like, oh, it's that time I got to renew the license. It's been 5 years, so it totally slipped my mind. And we live out in the country, so it's not like, you know, I ever get stopped by the police or anything like that. But we go through Nogales, sure enough, I get pulled over. That's crazy. And man, that ticket was expensive too. So I mean, like, it wasn't intentional. I wasn't like avoiding. Uh, $5 super chat. Thank
Thanks,
you very much.
Magus.
Um, so it's not like I was avoiding getting that done or anything like that. I wasn't avoiding. I wasn't trying to get away with anything. I just slipped my mind. It was not something I normally check. And but that ticket was like $600. Now because I took care of it right away. I took care of it that day that I got the citation. So that got knocked down to a little under $200. But still, that's crazy for that's a crazy even the lesser version. Well, it's still kind of expensive. That blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like $200 for and that's the lower price for getting it taken care of right away. Oh my goodness. Now then they have different options. I could have taken care of it over the phone or online, but then they got this convenience charge added onto that, and then they got this first time user charge. With all that, it was like an extra $35. I'm like, you know what? I gotta go to the store. I gotta pick up some tools anyway. Why don't we just go to Nogales? I'll get the things I need. Pay the pay the citation right away there in person. Another super chat. Thank you,
Thanks,
Wayne.
Wayne.
Um, is your registration tied to your insurance? Like it? Nah, they're two separate things. Um, so I'm thinking, okay, I'll just go down there, take care of the citation in person, right? So I get down there, and of course they don't take credit cards for this. It's either, and they don't take cash either. It has to be
Check or money
check
order.
or money order. I'm like, oh, that's probably something I could have checked in on beforehand. But I'm like, okay. So where's the nearest bank? Go to the Wells Fargo out there in Nogales. And the security guard stops me. He's like, oh, what can we do for you today? I'm like, oh, I'm just looking to get a uh, what's that? No, not from there.
The cashier's check?
Cashier's check. Like, so sorry, we can't do a cashier's check. Like, our printer's down. I'm like, what? So I go to the bank, find out I can't even get a cashier's check from the bank. From there, I had to go to Safeway to get a money order. Then I could go back, take care of the citation. At this point, I'm thinking like, man, should I have just paid all those extra fees? But I feel like I got a little bit of a victory there. I feel like it's a little bit of a victory, but it's a small one, but a little bit of a victory. I almost kind of wanted to take it to court and be like, can I just get this tossed out? I mean, I wasn't speeding or anything like that. I don't even know why the officer decided to get behind me anyway.
I think, yeah, if any of y'all are going through Santa Cruz County, just be careful driving, because it seems like they're extra vigilant there or something.
They're bored. And you know what? We got caught just outside of the Lake Patagonia. And sure enough, when we passed that same area, there was down there. So I wonder if someone waits outside that area. If they got someone stationed outside that area.
There's another one. Someone got pulled over just a little ways down.
So if you're ever around Lake Patagonia, man, just play it safe and make sure you're in the speed limit. Make sure everything's up to date. Oh my gosh, that took way longer than anticipated, but we did get through it.
License plate reader popping up an alert for the car. Oh,
something like that. Yeah, maybe that's it. I'm sure a lot of people have popped in here. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Green Greg is here. He says hello.
Green Greg.
13 Moons. Hello, Lynette. Man, I tell you, I was exhausted. Lately, especially on those long driving trips, it just takes a lot out of me. And I was ready for a nap by the end, but we didn't have time to take naps, did we?
No, you had to get straight to
I had to get
work.
straight to work. There's a lot going on over here. You didn't take a nap either.
No.
You got a project. You got a side project you're working on.
I'm drawing.
Uh-oh, she's got another drawing. And you're recording this one too, right?
Yeah.
Now we can't say anything about this one just yet, right? It's a little bit of a surprise. But once they surprise someone, then and we can like put it in a video, right? You actually want it in a video, right?
Yeah.
Green Jay says, I'd love to interview on my channel one day soon.
Oh, that'd be
We'll
cool.
work it out for sure. Send us an email or get a hold of us somehow. We'll work that out. Building with Todd. Hello from Maricopa. Todd, how's it going?
Tammy said, I've been watching a lot of off-grid lifestyles and I'm trying to do my best to change what I can. Love you all.
Well, thank you.
That's cool.
Yeah, my thought is, just do a little bit as you can and do what you can when you can. Where you can.
And how you can.
We'll get some questions. If you got some questions, we'll throw some questions out there. Then we'll talk about the latest project we've been working on. I'm very excited about that.
Wayne asks, why did you use cob and not the sacks on the layer with the rafters? Well, we thought it would be kind of difficult to get a bunch of little bags into like in between the boards up there. There's like weird shapes and kind of very small areas, so it'd probably take a bunch of bags, and wasn't quite sure how we're gonna do that.
Yeah, because I mean there were not the boards from the loft, the boards from the eaves, And you were just like, there's no way I can lay bags in that
And
area.
putting like barbed wire in between all of that too,
Yeah.
I think was another thing. I think the cob worked out pretty well because it made that area really solid, probably more solid than the bags were, just because it's like all cob and it was like a lot wetter, so it held up really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That cobbler is pretty strong. Might be the strongest part of the build. Closed on 5 acres in rural Pennsylvania this week. Oh, congratulations.
Oh, nice.
Are coyotes dangerous? I see a lot in your videos. They're probably more dangerous to, let's say, if you have dogs or livestock or
especially
something like that.
smaller dogs.
I don't imagine them going after. They're usually pretty scared. I think they would usually kind of stay away from humans.
It seems like coyotes are more bold, like in the cities sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, they could probably, if they got to chickens or something.
That's right, Warren. 224 watching and only 81 likes. Let's get those up there. Thumbs up for the live. Thanks, Warren. How is crew doing now that it's cooler? Anne Marie, good question. It's not that much cooler. It's still been like mid 90s.
Yeah.
For the past few days.
I think after most of the rain stopped, the temperatures went up again. So yeah, it's been hot lately.
But I think after today, it's gonna start cooling down and start getting to the low 90s and high 80s. I'm excited. I got busted in the lip today working on a project. Before coming in here, I got busted on my lip.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But we took the Tahoe all the way to it's 58 here this morning. Man, I don't think I got quite that cold this morning. I wasn't paying attention to the temperature. I did hold on.
Low 60s here.
I did put on my hoodie though. I'll tell you that much.
It was a little chilly.
But we took the Tahoe all the way to Nogales this time, and I think crew likes it in the back there. We got the seat down, so he's got that whole back area, and I think he kind of likes that.
You tried climbing in front with us.
Did try climbing on the front a couple times. We had to knock him in the back.
Knock him. You coax him back.
We didn't knock him back.
No.
And he kind of at the beginning, you notice he kind of takes advantage of that space, and he's kind of stretching his legs and kind of walking around back there.
But on the
toward
way
the end
home,
of that trip, he was just laying down. He was out.
XXXYYY. Hey guys, love the channel. Not sure if it's been brought up in a video somewhere, but I've always wondered, where does all your trash go? I don't think we've talked about it in a video.
Yeah, we might not have talked about it in a video. We don't have too much trash. What little we do, we usually just put it into little black bags and then dump it out when we go to the store.
Yeah.
Just maybe a couple little bags of trash.
Yeah, we don't even have full size garbage bags, just little bags.
At the local hardware store too, they take cardboard too. So if we got a bunch of cardboard, I'll run some of that in there, and then they recycle that.
Yeah.
Until we start maybe doing some lasagna gardening or lasagna mulching, and I might use some cardboard for that.
And when we start growing more food, we'll probably have even less trash because we won't have to buy as much from the store, and there won't be as much packaging and stuff. And then if we have any larger items that we need to get rid of, we might have to go to the dump, but I don't know. We don't hardly do that. Maybe once a year or something.
There's someone said, can you answer the cement question? If you see a cement question. until then. Why little to no windows in your structures? Um, we have some windows, but you opted more for, you're kind of more, you want to lean a little, err on the side of having too much thermal mass than not enough thermal mass. You're afraid of kind of losing some of that efficiency to having too many.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking. I mean, natural light is wonderful in inside a home, but um, I think I would prefer to have like a cooler home, like inside. So if we can keep like a more stable temperature, not have as many openings or areas where we might get that like heat loss or heat gain like that we don't want. And we can have artificial lights, and then if we want more natural light, we can go outside. I mean, we like being outside anyway. So
That's
we'll probably have some outdoor kind of living spaces that we can be in. I have lots of natural light.
that's and that's really, the point of being out here is to being outside and working and stuff like that. I mean, how much time do we spend inside anyway over here over in the trailer? I mean, not a
Yeah,
lot.
not
We're
a lot.
outside, we're busy, we're working.
Just at night.
Right.
And we don't
And then
need
you don't need
light.
natural light then anyway. So I think that made sense to me. David Sumison says, "Why don't we use cement in the bags? They watch others use cement, and we don't. We're kind of unusual that way.
Okay.
Most people usually do.
Yeah, and like I know Cal Earth, who they kind of almost originated the Earthbag thing. They usually recommend cement. Um, but from kind of our research, we felt that it wasn't optimal for us just because of the makeup of our soil out here. It's very clay heavy. So cement would work best with a sandy soil. So we would have to then like add sand to our soil in addition to the cement, and that would add extra cost. So we feel like the soil we have actually works pretty well for this building, and we do have something called caliche in the soil, which is kind of like a natural cement, and it makes it, very solid when it's tamped.
Now, I think there's places for us either adding, like a cement stabilizer, a
Or
lime
lime.
stabilizer.
Lime works well with more clay heavy soil, actually.
But I think you take the risk because I mean, you talked about it, right, with the clay or the cement wanting to bind and be solid, and the clay
Clay
expanding,
expands.
contracting,
So the
and
two
contracting.
will kind of negate the binding properties, and it might break up or it might cause cracking.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're doing like cement plaster or something over the earth. That's especially problematic.
I think someone mentioned about Tiny Shiny doing cistern. Mentioned you guys talking about doing a cistern like yours, only way bigger because there's more of them on their homestead.
Oh, bigger?
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Well, if I were to give any advice to Tiny Shiny, I would do actually more cisterns and smaller cisterns and get them kind of where they need, because the build would go quicker, be a lot less complicated, and
Well, I don't know about quicker if you're doing like a whole bunch of cisterns, but
well, I think you could honestly, I think you could knock out more cisterns quicker than that because
possibly. Yeah, I think that's maybe one thing we would have changed is just go smaller.
mhm,
And then, like, if you have a problem with one of the cisterns, like
then
something goes wrong, then you might,
then you don't lose all that
yeah,
water.
you just have to worry about that one. And you can choose to have them in different places that might be more optimal.
Yeah,
For, yeah.
that'd be mine. But yeah, that's our lesson learned. So I've been working on a project. Of course, it all takes longer than anticipated. and I've just still got to make changes anyway. I'm actually going to, well, let me see. I've been working on DDS 3.0. I've been working.
3 or 4 or 5?
I think it's 3. I think it's
Okay.
3. Right? Yeah.
Seems like we try to bunch of
Hand
different
hand moving it up by hand isn't 3.0 because
Oh, that
that's
doesn't
just
count.
that's the original.
Yeah, I guess. But this is something that we've actually been thinking about for a while, but we had to kind of figure out the details of like how we're gonna make it work.
It's actually kind of goes back to the original one, but I needed to buy some things, so this wasn't a cheaper project. But if it works out, and I think it will, I mean, it'll save a lot of time and energy. But I had to get an extension ladder, and then I had to build a table for it. So, and I had to get an electric winch. So all 3 of those things, and we're building our own ladder lift. And so far, so good. I've been making some adjustments to it, and we actually had a successful lift.
Ben says acronyms can make anything sound official.
Doesn't it? So we had a successful run with the table being empty. We got it all the way up. The first one was a crash and burn. We tried testing it, and then it just went off the rails, bent some of the metal. It was a little scary.
I had to make some tweaks.
But I made some tweaks. We had a successful run. Now, after the live, I'll be testing it again with the weight on there. I'll put some cans on there, and we'll see how it does with some weight. Maybe put like 6 or 7 cans on there, then try with like a full load. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be doing that after the live. So that'll be Saturday's video. I'll show you all about me putting this thing together. I thought it was a pretty good idea, what I had. I was, in Home Depot. Sometimes you just got to wander around Home Depot for a while and get ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was originally thinking of using Unistrut. And that would have been a very solid build. I'll tell you that much. But the Unistrut is pretty heavy duty, and it would have added a lot of weight to the whole build. But I found a different material, and I think it works way better, and it makes the whole thing adjustable, so I can actually tilt the table as needed. Crew's a little sneezy. Tortuga Lisa, hey guys, I made it into your live. Well, welcome. I can hear. Crew's not a quiet. Well, he is a quiet dog, but he's got, if he's eating or drinking, he doesn't hold back.
Have you considered a shingle lift? Well, it's gonna be similar to that.
It's gonna be
that you made it.
Yeah, it's just I made it versus a shingle lift. The shingle lift's pretty expensive, so if I can get this to work, it'll actually be considerably cheaper.
Ben asks, will you have AC in the Earthbag house? We're hoping that we don't need it.
Yeah, I know some people. Yeah, we don't actually have any plans for any AC. If anything, at most we might do maybe some ceiling fans or something like that, but that'd be about it. I don't think we'll need it by the time we're done. I think it's going to be pretty cool inside there. Like I said, I think the problem will be more in the winter time and with heating. Desert Dog says crew panting in the background noise is adorable. Well, how about do a little crew cam? Crew cam. It's got to get comfortable again. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. You were definitely Oh, Tortuga Lisa with the super
Thank
chat. Thank
you.
you. I gotta stop going over here with the thing. Uh, yeah, because the last time when we did those 2 courses, I mean, you were exhausted, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say I wasn't exhausted. I mean, we were both pretty like drawn out. That was pretty intense,
Yeah.
hauling all that dirt up there. So if this works out, it could definitely change the whole way of doing this
Yeah, if it
build.
can save us some energy, we might be able to work faster and not be so tired.
Darren asks, "Good day from Australia. Now you have water. Are you going to set up automatic watering for your veggies?" I don't think we're quite there yet, but like we couldn't hook up an automatic watering system from the poly tanks we have over here to our garden, but our garden's pretty small, and I don't think we need any kind of automatic watering for that. I think, don't get me wrong, I think setting system like that would probably be more trouble than it's worth for that tiny garden.
Yeah. So I think after the house build, we'll probably focus a little more on gardening, and I'd like to have like a larger garden space, and for that, I think it would be good to have an automatic watering system of some kind.
I think we'll definitely be building more cisterns, more water storage places in various areas around here, and then I think automatic watering would be a very cool addition. Can you say happy birthday? Oh, message was retracted. Well, happy birthday anyway. I think this is the second live I made it to you since getting to Arizona. Well, congratulations, Junior. Join GDP, join GDP team, everyone. It's where all the cool kids hang out. That's absolutely right.
RC's Road asks, after power, water, and sewer, what should I do next? Oh, E.T. Travis.
Another go. Thank you so much for the super chat.
So water, power, sewer. What's next?
What's next after that?
Yeah.
Water, power, sewer. House.
House, shelter is important.
And then garden.
Food.
Yeah, so after the house build, we're definitely going to be focusing in on growing. I think it'll be perfect timing too because maybe hopefully we're going to have this dome done soon. We'll get right into the next dome. Hopefully that one will go quicker. And then, I mean, a bunch of things that'll save time is once we take out those forms, I don't have to build the forms again. I can just use those for this next dome. If they're okay when I take them out.
Is your cob waterproof or will you use a coating? It's not waterproof. It does hold up for quite a while. It will kind of slowly wear down.
That cob, once you fix some of those cob areas, and then we took those boards off, really a big problem. The reason why we're getting so much of that cob fall off is one, we had those platforms all around, which was
it concentrated
a bunch of that water,
kind of channels it in one area,
and some of the application areas were kind of thinner. So once she gets back out there and kind of like redoes some of those areas, we haven't had any issues. Some of those thinner areas will still get a little bit of pop, that some of that'll pop off, but otherwise.
So I think if we wanted to, we could probably just leave a cob for the outside and maybe just reapply like once a year, once every couple of years or something. But we might do some kind of a lime coating on the outside for extra weather protection.
David says cistern has a heat sink. Can you discuss using your cistern as a heat sink? Well, we won't be using the cistern as a heat sink, but I think that does have possibilities. One of the ideas we were thinking of doing was putting kind of a cistern right directly around the house, sort of almost as almost like a footer.
Oh yeah.
But I guess you'd have to question putting all that water directly around the foundation of the house.
Yeah. There are risks there.
but but I mean that does have possibilities. And you do have to think the cistern, especially when it's full of water, it will kind of act as a heat sink. So it'll kind of create sort of like microclimates right around the cisterns or
Right.
poly tanks or anything like that.
One thing, like for our solar shed, I think we're gonna have to make some changes to that for cooling and stuff. Um, some people have suggested those cooling tubes, like earth tubes. I'm interested in maybe trying that for cooling it, and maybe doing something a little different with the walls. The orientation of that structure is not very good for the cooling, but so we might have to do. We were talking about something with straw bales. I don't know, but that's another project that we'll have to take care of in the future.
Should you provide constant aeration in large cistern? Uh, I don't think it'll be super necessary. I know, they say don't let the water go stagnant or anything like that, but we're very careful on how we catch the water, and it will go through multiple filtration processes before we use it. So I think it'll be plenty safe.
Will you pause the build to put a scratch layer on the inside? I was worried about whether we would need to do that or not. I think right now it actually has a decent amount of shade on the inside.
Yeah, I think so too.
So it might hold up, and plus, like, the days are getting shorter now. So if we can close off that dome and get the other one built quick, we might not need to do that.
Yeah, so right now, we're using tarps, we're using shade cloth to keep the sun directly off those bags. The sun is getting, the days are getting shorter, like she said, so the inside is definitely getting hit with a lot less light. So right now it's just getting that built up, and we'll protect the outside, of course.
Yeah. Oh, Junior. Yeah, the chickens are okay. The king snake didn't get them. I was worried because I was headed in that direction.
You're keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, and we know they can climb. Yeah, but they seem to be fine. What keeps weeds from growing on the cob? Actually,
there was actually a little bit of growth on the cob.
Yeah, because the cob has like wheat straw in it, and there's some seeds. So we we did have some seeds sprouting, and there's like little like wheatgrass growing out of it.
Like with the rain and all the sun, then there was like a little bit of growth.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna be an issue.
It's not a problem, and they'll die eventually.
If it's not dead already, they might be dead already.
Yeah.
That king snake footage was really cool. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It took me by surprise because I came out of the dome, saw it hanging on the side of the wall. I'm like, I gotta get the camera.
Do you ever burn your trash? No, we don't burn our trash. So actually what I've been trying to recycle as much as I can. So like paper things, like you were talking about, like larger cardboard things we have to get rid of right now. But some paper things I save for like possible paper adobe projects like our shed. Plastics. I've been making these eco bricks where you can put plastic waste inside these plastic bottles and then you can build with that. And then, of course, any organic waste we compost. So there's not a whole lot of stuff like to either get rid of or burn.
Now, we showed the eco bricks in a video a while back. It was just stuck in a video. I'm not even sure which video it is, but man, that's patience. You kind of do it in like your downtime, and not that you have much downtime, but you cut up all that plastic stuff in the
How
bottles.
cool is that though?
It is pretty cool, and it makes some pretty tough bricks. It's pretty solid. What kind of soil test did you do? Just the jar. Well, we did a while back. We did jar tests. We did multiple jar tests to determine like, clay, sand content. You also did a bunch of other tests like ball test. Is it called the sausage test? Just kind of like, you know, actually kind of playing with the with the soil.
You can kind of get a feel for how much clay is in there.
And I think both tests were very helpful. I mean, the jar test is important to kind of get those ratios, but again, to kind of play with the soil and get a feel for it and stuff like that, really impressive. And we found out we got it's a lot of clay.
A lot of clay. Are we going to see the building finished before winter? Well,
I think it will.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance. Not fully finished, but
yeah, we won't be
basic structure.
The dome will be finished.
Yeah, and then
I think. Because you were thinking of having a window in the loft area, but now you're thinking is let's just finish it, right?
Yeah.
Or no? You do change your mind quite a bit. Where are we at on that?
Yeah, no more windows in this dome, I think.
Okay, so we might just knock them out. Pap, 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 pap. Said no, put a window in the loft. Some people are saying do a window. Oh, I don't know. That's a challenge. When am I getting a call for dinner with the new pit? Yeah, we got to cook something in there again. Your family's coming. Oh, yeah. I think we talked a little bit about that in the last video, but your parents are here now, right? And that was a fun time getting them moved in, but they're moved in. It's still going to take them a while, I think, to get kind of settled. Doesn't it, like, you pack everything up, you get everything unloaded, and then it seems to take forever to unpack and get settled in, if you ever do.
Right.
Sometimes you always get these boxes left over that you just stuff somewhere.
I mean, you gotta find new places to put everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tricky too because thinking of a window for the loft, or the tricky thing about that too is that would be the area that if we are going to add straw bales, it would go over. So it would kind of add a little bit of extra complication to everything as well. So we would have to kind of plan that out.
You thought about switching to rammed earth for the second half rather than a second Earthbag dome.
Oh, wait, for the other building?
Yeah.
Nah, I gotta stay away from rammed earth.
You gotta stay away from.
No, I mean rammed earth is cool. I mean, I like rammed earth. I just wouldn't do it for our house.
I think. Well, the thing is, we would have to buy like a bunch more tools and forms.
It'd be a bunch
for
more
that.
investment.
Um,
Or we could contact our friend who has all that stuff, but he's got projects too, so we'd have to fit that in between his schedule, and I'm sure he'd want to get paid.
yeah.
So either way, it'd cost us a bunch of money.
Right. And we'd have to do a different roof. We
And
can't do a dome
exactly.
with the rammed earth.
Check out the upside of downsizing. They put windows, forms, etc., and straw bales. Oh yeah. It's totally easy. It's like their build is strictly straw bale. So then you put your bucks in and stuff like that. With this, I mean, we would have to plan not only to have that window through the earth bags, but then also through the straw bales as well. And the straw bales don't necessarily get stacked up like that. They got to conform to the dome.
Yeah.
So it would just take a little bit more planning, and then that window would kind of be facing kind of an upward angle because of the dome. So then you have to take that into consideration. You gotta.
Could you like cut a hole in the straw bales?
Well,
that
see,
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it would take some planning and some adjusting.
Yeah, and it would be that window would be like how thick would the wall be at that point? The earth bags and
you wouldn't want that big cavity getting filled up with water.
Well, I'm thinking I'm not sure how much light would get in. Probably not any direct light.
It'd be a deep one.
How will you stop ants from tracking into the bags? I don't think they can get into the bags. Or if they could, I don't think they would, just because they're so solid once they're tamped. So it really prevents a lot of pests from getting in. It just makes it a lot more difficult. And if they can go somewhere else that's easier, then they'll probably do that.
Have a good night, David. Ran out of phone energy.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be an issue. Did you just gasp?
Yeah. Have you considered a wind scoop? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were talking about that.
I had potential plans for that. So that I think that's a possibility if we need to cool the house.
Wind scoop. We were thinking about that.
Yeah, and Noah also mentioned that cooling systems they used in ancient Persia, they were wind towers and sometimes fountains or pools of water. Yep.
Oh, man. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited about the lift. I can't wait to try that out with the full load. Wish us luck later on. Oh, and then we picked one of our neighbors gave us like a whole 5-gallon bucket full of duck eggs. Super generous. That was supposed to be the time for getting gifts. It's been a generous time. That was crazy. You just said that they're literally drowning in duck eggs over there. So they gave us a 5-gallon bucket full of duck eggs. How many? Now there were even a bunch of cracked ones in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how many did we end up with? Because they were in a bucket that kind of had like a lime water in there.
Uh-huh.
So you kind of went through all of them, kind of rinsed them off.
I think there's maybe about a dozen cracked ones, and then we gave some to my brother.
A dozen to my brother.
And then I think we still have like 9 dozen.
So there was probably like 11 dozen eggs in that bucket. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's good because I can't eat chicken eggs. That's weird because we have chickens, but yeah, they kind of upset my stomach. So, but I can eat duck eggs fine.
Yeah, super weird, huh?
Yeah.
But the duck eggs are pretty good. The most important question of the evening: Van Halen or Van Hagar?
Ooh.
uh,
Do you have an answer?
she doesn't have an answer. It's got to be David Lee Roth, right? No, are you on the fence between Roth and Hagar? She doesn't want to get into it. She doesn't want to take a stance.
Ooh, are duck eggs good for chocolate cake?
I don't know. I say we find out.
Yeah, there's only one way to find out. When you get to the top of you have to put in false work like the window frames to support the final rows. Oh no, we shouldn't have to. They step in gradually all the way to the top until they meet in the center.
What are your long-term plans for the property? We're gonna be next will be kind of pushing in with the gardening. Starting to grow a lot of our own food. I think we'll along with that, we'll be planting more trees, kind of starting like a food forest. And a lot of our rainwater harvesting videos have been focused on like cisterns and storing water in cisterns. But what I really want to start playing around with soon is, earthworks and getting more water into the soil. So I'm really excited about playing around with that. Very cool. I picked up some new tools today. So that'll be another great way of kind of like building up the soil and just making things a little safer around here. That'll be coming up. Not in the next video, but we'll probably feature that in a video coming up soon.
Oh, Shannon asks, will you cycle your gray water into the garden? Yes.
Yes. Yep. Well, not necessarily the garden per se, but definitely trees. The way the gray water is set up now, well, there's a couple of gray water spots. Well, a few gray water spots. We've got gray water for the trailer here. That goes to feeding the desert willow tree we have out here. We have that septic, which is for sink water, and I think we'll plant some trees around out that way, and that'll be perfect for getting water to the trees. It's a very subterranean kind of like watering there.
Oh, kind of along that, what do they call it, the leach line?
Yep. And then on the east dome, on the east side of the east dome, that's kind of where some more gray water will go out, and we'll plant some trees out that way. What was your annual rainfall this year? Well, we could still get more rain this year, but you don't have a total yet, right?
No. What did I say?
We don't have a total yet, right?
No.
But we've had more rain this year than the year before last, which was an incredible amount of rain, right?
Well, we had more definitely during the summer months.
Oh, so am I wrong on that?
Or like just a little bit more. I think it was similar.
We'll have a total after this year is over. We'll go over like how much we had for the year.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, I think.
think.
Because there's a little bit of monsoon that might come up. When does that usually come up? Well, we might be done for the year, right? Or for the most part. I mean, there might still be like a little bit of rain.
I don't know.
But that mini monsoon, doesn't that usually come like January, February?
Yeah, but it depends. Like if we get another,
She doesn't want to say for sure.
if
for
we
sure.
get another La Nina, which they're saying, we might, then it might be a drier.
Might be a
winter.
drier winter. We gotta get that total though. We'll get that total at the end of the year.
Steve says, you guys seem to have collected a lot of water this season. How long do you expect that to last you? Do you anticipate having to buy water ever again, assuming you always have a good rain season?
I don't want to say that we won't have to, get a water delivery or anything like that. We got a lot of water stored up, but we had a lot of water the last time, from the year before last, and we ended up using it.
Yeah, because we were building.
Because we were building
used
so much
extra water.
So we're still got a lot of building going up, but I don't think it'll be quite as water intense as it was the previous year. So I think we have a good shot. Cross your fingers, but I think we'll make it. Carlito's Way says, guys, do you think I can do a good homestead? Only have 11 acres. 11 acres is really good. I've seen people do amazing things with like 1 acre, a little over an acre or something like that, and maybe even less. 11's plenty. You have a couple acres, you can be almost completely self-sustainable.
If you look up one of the first homesteads that I was kind of following before I even kind of got into YouTube and that, it was like a blog. I think it's called the Urban Homestead. It was the Gervais family, and they live just outside of Los Angeles, I think, on less than an acre, and they were doing a lot of things there.
So it's all about, just being creative and kind of getting a good plan going in. 13 Moon says Wiedemann Reap only has 1 acre. They only have 1 acre.
Yeah. Look at all the stuff they got going on.
I should probably know about what they have going on. I know they have goats. That's bad, isn't it? Oh my goodness. They don't live too far from us. I don't even know that much goats going on there. I know they got goats. What else they got going on? Do you know?
I haven't seen their videos for a while, but
we totally know everything. Yeah, they got quite a bit. They got
poultry,
and they have a pond.
They got a garden.
Tiny Shiny has 11 and only using 6 so far. Well, if they're using 6 acres, that's pretty good. How much of the land do you think we're using? We have 40 acres. How much do you think we're using?
Probably not even 5. I'm not sure.
We haven't planned. We haven't measured everything. Wiedemann Reap has goats, chickens, geese. They had pigs for a while, cats, dogs, and a swimming pond with fish. A lot of animals. Frodo Davis says, hi, how are you guys tonight? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm doing good. I was frustrated earlier. I'll admit. I'm usually pretty calm and collected, but like jumping around from place to place in Nogales earlier today was taxing on my nerves. And all to spend $200 for a crazy citation. Oh my goodness. Why are we frustrated? Just yeah, I had a citation a while back for expired plates, so I went to Nogales to pay it in person, and then it was an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, you have the chickens, hens for eating, or just as pets? Just as pets.
Yeah,
Oh, and eggs.
yeah, eggs, but they're all bantams. They're small, so like they wouldn't be good for eating. I don't think they're not that great for eggs either, but they're cute. Um, but we'll probably get more chickens eventually. I'd like to set up kind of a composting system with the chickens so they can.
Chicken composting
Yeah.
system coming up. Emily says hello from the White Mountains of Arizona. Hello. Did you get thrown in the pokey? Thankfully, no. I'm still kind of upset I even got the citation. I guess I deserve it. You got plates expired for almost a year. I guess. But they could have given me a warning, like, hey, you're expired. Get it taken care of. I mean, I took care of it right away that night. Man, they're doing their job, I guess. Nogales has to earn its money somehow. Are you going to build a chicken tractor? Are you going to have me build a chicken tractor?
Maybe.
No definite plans. Huh?
No.
I kind of built. Huh?
Yeah, you did kind of.
I kind of built a chicken tractor a little while ago, but I don't think we ever utilized it for that.
Have you thought about a biodigester making natural gas?
Oh, someone's brought that up. No, I mean, it's kind of an interesting idea, but I think I like the idea of composting a little too much. What do you think?
Yeah, and.
Yeah, what? Composting?
Yeah,
Over.
I like composting.
I
I think maybe if we had a little more use for natural gas, like I don't know if we were in like a colder climate or like we didn't have as much solar potential here for energy, something like that. That might be good. It's like another system we could use. Yeah, but I think for us the composting is it's pretty cool.
The both of you have inspired my wife and I to go off grid ourselves. We have no debt, so we have capital to go high tech, solar well septic. Do you have any advice? We live in Reno, Nevada.
Reno's pretty sunny, right?
Mm-hmm. You have any advice? My advice is always, just well, I mean, sounds like you got a plan going into it. Things always cost more than you think. Projects always take longer than you think. So, do your research, prepare yourself kind of mentally, physically for those kinds of things, and don't let those setbacks get you. There's always going to be setbacks. You just kind of roll with it.
Yeah. I guess like if you have the money, that's cool. You can do a lot more quicker. But it's okay to take it slow too if you need to start smaller, kind of like we're doing, I guess. And then try not to bite off more than you can chew, and then you get overwhelmed and stuff.
All right, well, that is our time. Man, it always goes so quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So after we get done with this live here, we're going to go out and check out DDS 3.0. We're actually going to put some weight on there, try and take it to the top. We're going to see how it does. So you'll find out if this works or not in this Saturday's video. So wish us luck on that.
Yeah. Oh, and thank you, Carlito's Way. Super chat.
Well, thank you.
Strong, keep safe. God bless. Thank you very much.
You got to read it. You got to read it.
So you two are amazing out there. Such an inspiration. Little appreciation here. Keep strong, keep safe, and God bless.
Thank you very much. So thank you guys all for showing up. We really appreciate you guys joining on the live. Get the chance to answer those questions, interact with you. Always an amazing time. Thank you so much. Thank you to our moderators. They're in blue. They always do such an amazing job. Go check them out. But that is it. We'll catch you guys on Saturday's video. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.